first ever YouTube video. I feel really nervous for some reason, even though I'm in my bedroom by myself just talking to myself, but obviously this will go out to YouTube if it is any good. I've been wanting to start YouTube videos for ages, and it's just something that I haven't done, but now that I have my little makeup corner sorted, I said I would start, and I would start with one that I've been wanting to do for ages. So I curl my hair myself loads, even if I'm going to events like weddings and things, I would still do my makeup myself. So sometimes when I'm at these things, people ask me if I got my hair done, and I'm like, no, I just did it myself with my GHD wand. So I think it was the best investment ever, and I'd definitely recommend it. Now sometimes people, when they get wands, they burn themselves, or the curls are they're going the wrong direction or whatever, and they never end up using them. So I just said I'd do a video on how I do it. I've got really long hair, just how the best I do it, how I section it out, and how I get the curls to go in the right direction, etc. So I washed my hair. I've got dry hair, so I washed it last night and I just blast dried it. So it's kind of not really straight, it's kind of midway between straight and wavy. So literally just blast dried it. I actually blast dried it with the GHD hair dryer, and now I'm just going to brush it with a padded brush. Oh god. And once I've brushed it, then I will turn on the GHD wand. It only takes about 30 seconds to heat up. I bought my one actually in Australia when I lived there. Just turned it on, it makes that noise, and then you leave it to heat up. Now it's ready. So literally not even 30 seconds. I'll put a link to the GHD where you can buy it in the bottom. It's around, I think it's around €130. Anyway, so brush my hair. Now I'll just find my parting. So roughly, look in the mirror. So roughly, I usually go with a bit of a side parting. I mean, it depends. Sometimes I go with the middle, but at the moment, I'll go with the side. Sometimes I think it elongates my forehead too much if I go with middle parting. Anyway, so I section it off. I make it into 2 sections from the back, and then some people will probably use grabs, or it might make it easier for them, but because I'm so used to it, I literally have this done in 5 minutes, so I don't even use grabbers. I just boom 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 do it all in one go. So I've got 2 sections, and now I'm going to section it off again. So I'm going to have like a top section and a bottom section, and just for anybody who would section it, what I will do is I'll just tie up one section, and then, or you could just like literally put it behind your shoulder if you have long enough hair. So yeah, I section off. Now it depends on how fancy I want to go. If I want to go really fancy, I will do 3 sections, and if I just want really loose curls and I don't want it too tight, I'll go with 2. So I'll go with the one that I usually do, which is 2 sections at the top. So the key is with this, and now you get a glove with it. So if some people want to use the glove, you should, because I mean, so the very, very rare time I might tip myself with it, but actually the last time I did burn myself with it was on my chin, which is nothing to do with my hands. So even if I had gloves on, it wouldn't have saved them. So yeah, do use gloves if you have them. I don't, because I'm kind of used to it. But the big thing with curling, getting them in the right direction, is angling your wand in the right way and moving your hair around your wand the right way. So I hold it up with my right hand, slant it down in this direction, and then my curl comes from the inside. So goes from the inside of the wand, and I try and get as much of the hair around the fatter part of the barrel, so I get a nice thick curl. It's not too ringlety. So I go relatively close to the root, but not really close, because I don't want it looking like what's her name from Charlie's Angels, the blonde one. Her hair is amazing, but like, you know, it's a bit OTT. So I go almost to the root, but not quite, and then you just leave that on for, how many seconds is that? Like 30 seconds maybe. I usually put on oil when I dry my hair, but if you are drying and curling it in the same day, you should wait to put your oil on until afterwards, or else it'll sizzle up your hair a little bit, because obviously oil is frying it a bit more. So that should be that one done. So it's quite tight at the moment. And then I go for the back section. Sometimes, depending on how curly I want it, sometimes I go higher, bring the curl higher at the front, and then I bring it down looser at the back, because then it kind of like has a nice stepped effect. So I usually go a little bit lower down in the hair, when I'm doing the second one back. So just leave that on again for about 30 seconds. Now that one, sometimes I just need to go over the edges again, because my hair is so long. Sometimes the edges don't get the love they deserve. Actually doing 2 in 1 there, don't try and do that, that's a bit of pain, but just to get their edges, the ends even curlier. Now, so you've got like 2 nice curly bits there. Then I move on to the under bit. So I do the same with this. I section it into 2 pieces. With the under layer, I want my hair to look as long as possible. So what I do is I curl it further down. So I don't like to go with, and I go up as close to the top of the barrel as possible. So I go like halfway down in my hair, because then it gives the illusion of your hair being super long. I don't use extensions. If anybody is wondering if that's my own hair extensions, I grew up myself. I chopped my hair up short when I was younger, and I just didn't think it suited me. Like, it doesn't, I find it so much easier to style when it's long. Some people hate styling long hair. I really like it. So I keep it long, and I don't keep it, it's actually quite dark at the moment, because I haven't got my highlights done in like ages, but I'm getting them done next month. So I don't go too blonde, because if it's long, you know, I'm sacrificing it being blonder. Also, I have naturally blonde hair, so the kind of darker blonde suits me. So yeah, that's one. And then just grab the second guy, and again just go down a little bit further in your hair for the underneath ones, to give the illusion of longer hair. Actually, just to note, you shouldn't really go like that. You should keep it more elevated, because the curl will have a nicer flow. So always try and keep it like that. My hair is so long though, it doesn't make as much of a difference, but if you had short hair, you'd really notice it. So they're nice and soft and loose. Then I move on to this side. So basically just repeat the same thing on this side. So tie up the bottom, pop it back, and then split it out. So with this side, I'll just show you what way to angle the curl so it goes out, flicks out nicely this way and nicely this way. So you separate it in 2. I feel like I don't have that much hair at the top. So with this one, you, in your left hand, you hold your elbow up in this direction, and you have it slanting down this way. And then you curl, so your curl goes in from your root outward, and again try and get as much as you can on the top of the barrel, so you get a nice fatter curl. Okay, now for the second bit, I'm going to go a little bit further down with the curl like I did on the opposite side, and again you, oh my god, I've got all sorts in my hair today. You angle it, so you hold it with your left hand, you bring your elbow up, the wand slants downward, and you curl, you bring the curl in from and around. please be curled. Yes, that's nice and tight. And then with this side again, just bring back the underneath bit and section it out into two, just to give you an idea of what type of hair I have and how it works. Sorry, first of all, you angle it down this way and roll it in from the back. And again, I'm just going to go down actually a bit further in my hair for this guy, because I want it to be, I want my hair to look long. Again, for anybody, yeah, if people are wondering what kind of hair I have dry hair. It's quite thick. I only want it to max 3 times a week, because otherwise, look, it just doesn't get the oils in it. So because my hair is dry and it's wavy, it holds a curl quite well. So this would last me for 2 days, but some people it may not. So the more product you put in, obviously better it will stay. And leave the curl in or the wand in for a while to get a really good curl, because sometimes it's super curly when you do it first, but then it really falls. So yeah, get it like that's quite curly now, but it look nice when it's all brushed out and things. So that's that guy. And then finally, this is the last piece. So it's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like 8 curls. That's it. And takes, well, it actually, interestingly, it has taken me 14 minutes. I'm just looking there to do it. But I was talking at the beginning, and I'm probably leaving it on a little bit longer than sometimes I do, because I just want to make sure that the curls actually stay in and I don't have to re-record this. So just leaving this in again for around 30 seconds. And then we're almost done. So there we go. Now that is all of my hair curled, and you'll see the way it kind of flips out on this side and it flicks out on this side, so it like flicks away from my face, so it's not annoying me either. Do you know what, actually, I'm gonna curl this a bit further up out, because I find if my hair isn't sitting properly, I am just messing around with it all day and it wrecks my head. So but if it sits nicely, I just leave it as it is for the whole day and it's 100%. And sometimes if I have something on 2 days, what I do is, so I'd curl it and then the next day I'd brush it out and I would just go over some of the curls. So often it would do me for 2 days. So oh, my hen party was on last weekend, so I actually got my hair blow dried then. But then I just fixed it up with the wand the next day and it was perfect. So yeah, you can see the way it flicks out at this side and it flicks out, so it frames your face nicely. So I'm just going to turn this off. These usually come with little heat pads, so I have one here. So basically this is heat resistant, so, and it comes with a little bag, so basically if you put that on that, it will not burn. And they come with a little bag usually as well, so you can pop them in your, like if you're doing your hair and then you're going away straight away and you need to pop it in a suitcase, you can do that. Although I don't know how much I trust it, but if you were putting it in a bag that you had access to, that's probably okay. But mainly I would just use this for actually doing the curling, so resting the GHD on it when I'm doing the curling. It also has this little lip, so it doesn't actually lay on the ground, so it won't burn anything. So that is that. Now that I've finished that, what I'll do is just put in a little bit of serum, so you can use any sort of a anti-frizz serum. I'm just using this macadamia oil. You can use argan oil, you can use frizzies, you can use any one you have really. Just once it's a bit of moisture. So I'm gonna just get a bit of this out, and then I think I might need a new bottle of it. Oh yeah, it came out. So yeah, I'm gonna put that in 2 hands. Just put it through the hair and then my hair, and then I'm just gonna run my fingers through it to make it nice and bouncy. And there you have it. That is the finished look. thanks so much for watching my very first YouTube video. I hope you liked it. If you have any feedback or tips or for me, or anything that you'd like to see me do a video of, that'd be great. I have if you want to check out my Instagram as well, it's also called Daily Fashion Fix. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd love if you could give it a like and subscribe. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.